I'd like to preface my speech today with a quick warning that it does get into some more controversial topics, mainly just because talking about the legal system ever can be difficult, but especially when it comes to the atrocities that are committed in some of the more privatized areas of the legal system. Today, I'm going to be going over prison privatization and why we shouldn't allow private prisons, let alone pay for them. Today, we'll be going over the extra costs that are applied to our government due to the use of private prisons, the moral and physical dangers towards the prisoners that they inhabit, and the exploitation of the federal government and its resources in the use of them. To start, we're going over the costs. We spend over $2 billion a year just from taxpayer money alone towards these prisons. They were originally meant as a way to save money by not having to cost the government as much to run the facilities. However, when all those costs reflect right back to us, we still end up paying quite a lot. Detainment costs in 2012 were $166 a night per prisoner, up from $80 in previous years. And contract quotas, which many prisons have in the contracts that they give to the government before opening, require for there to be prisoners in the buildings at all times, or cost us extra money, even more than having the prisoners in there alone. For example, a Kingman facility in Arizona cost over $3 million after empty beds were left in the facility. After that, we have more ethical struggles with these prisons. 12 states, including Iowa, Nebraska, and Kansas, have 10 times more African Americans than white prisoners, despite having much higher percentages of white people in the states. Neglect of transport specifically leads to many catastrophes, including one incident when a diabetic man was transported in a van with multiple other prisoners, and his insulin was left out and he had to amputate his legs after the incident. A delirious prisoner was beaten to death after guards weren't paying attention, and they just left him on the side of the road instead of ever reporting it. And a child molester and murderer escaped from a van and wasn't reported for 9 more hours before police were told. These were all done because of the lack of regulations on these prisons and the lack of training that many of their guards are given. Finally, we have the exploitation of our federal government itself. There was a 119% increase in population of prisoners after the boom of private prisons in the 90s. By opening more facilities, they decided we can charge for lack of prisoners. So even in areas like Colorado, where the prison counts were going down, they ended up rising after private prisons were built in the areas. CCA, specifically, one of the biggest private prison companies in America, spent over $17 million on lobbying towards lawmakers in their states to keep these contracts in place. And 65% of these prisons have these clauses that cause us to not only incarcerate more often to avoid said fines, but increase the population overall in the areas. Here we have a chart on the CCA's lobbying. You can see the yellow line here specifically is just on their immigration standards. 3/4 of our immigration detainees are kept in these prisons, making profit off of people kept away from their homes. Today, we've gone over the costs that these prisons give to us, the moral concerns and honest lack of ethics in many of their facilities, and the abuse of the government.